to me, my personal opinion, fuck with us, but not fuck with us. And when I say that is that we've been rocking for such a long time, it's that it ain't necessarily that Dipset, they got to deal with it because we workaholics. We gonna keep putting music out. We gonna keep being in your face. We gonna keep styling on you. We gonna keep making music, not just music being fly talking, etc.
Cameron claims that New York City never truly supported the LOX, and Cameron simply explained why it cost them everything. You see, Cam discusses more than simply losing the show when he reflects on that match. He is discussing the possibility of losing the city. New York City rocked with him, but they don't really rock with him like that, he stated bluntly. They did not adore Dipset, but they did respect them. It's not like they adore the LOX. And since Dip said New York City, that was the part that wounded Kim the most. The hustling, the lingo, the pink fur, they introduced the globe to the flavor of Harlem. However, the city froze on them as they attempted to return the same energy. According to Cam, the movement was something that people had to put up with rather than embrace or celebrate. It was therefore already an uphill battle when they entered that stage. The crowd, the love, and the aura were all present in the LOX. Every song became an anthem. The entire building shook when Jadakiss threw on the massive track. Cam, meanwhile, is observing that things aren't going at all as they had anticipated. The vibe changed. They put that metropolis on their back, but it didn't return the favor. I'm going to start playing this video for you all, but before I do, I just need you to subscribe, like, and share your opinions in the comment box below. Now let's get started.
LOX was considered underdogs to me, which they shouldn't have been. They had music, and I think that because Dipset is so flamboyant and we got great music, we got anthems, and when we go into stadiums or clubs, people sing along. I think that people were underestimating the music that the LOX had, the features they've done over the years, the work that they put in. And I remember us all in the studio talking about Dipset, and you know, we like listening to the shit, to LOX songs. And I just see everybody, not just Dipset, because there's other niggas in the studio. Shout out to my man Shula. There was a few niggas. And niggas just was like, damn, I forgot about that. Oh shit, I forgot they had that one. I'm just sitting there like, this is what niggas wanted, right? Let's do it. But we still was prepared. We was ready. But what happened is New York, to me, my personal opinion, niggas fuck with us, but not fuck with us. And when I say that is that we've been rocking for such a long time, it's that it ain't necessarily that niggas fuck with Dipset, they gotta deal with it because we workaholics. We gonna keep putting music out. We gonna keep being in your face. We gonna keep styling on you. We gonna keep making music, not just music being fly talking shit, etc. And the LOX really has some good music and they ain't come to play no games. Now that was the first verses that went the way it went. Usually verses go, you do a song, they do a song. We do a song, they do a song. They just took advantage of opportunity, started ringing off songs back to back to back. Niggas start talking crazy. Nigga Joel said, y'all ain't got no shit for the bitches. That nigga, shout to DJ Technician. That nigga throwing the Mariah Carey shit. I said, oh shit. This ain't going right. Then when Jadakiss threw the fucking Biggie shit on, I said, nope, this ain't going right. This is not right. Now, mind you, we losing bad the whole night from the beginning. So I had a freestyle ready that I was gonna do towards the end of the night. But we was down so bad when I was about to do it, the crowd didn't even want to hear it and started booing. I was like, this is just fucked up. Everything went left that night. Yeah. But those is like my niggas, so I didn't really mind losing to them niggas like that. I could listen, you guys, cause I called the nigga right afterwards, like, yo, good win, man. We gonna get the tour going. This, that, and the third. Y'all niggas deserved that one. That shit was dope. What happens the next day? The tour people call. We're gonna have to cancel this tour. What happened? Why did the tour cancel? Because it was a part of the show where Styles sat on my beach chair and we got into a little, you know, a brotherly little tussle. You know, it wasn't none. I went to see Styles the next day, gave him a hug. That's my brother. But the tour people was like, that didn't look safe. And I'm like, nah, that's my man. It wasn't even like that. He's like, no. And then it was mention of gang-related activity while you guys were on stage. So Chicago dropped out, Milwaukee dropped out, and St. Louis dropped out because it was, people mentioning stuff about gangs on stage. And we're gonna have to reconsider the whole tour.
That evening demonstrated who had the city, as well as who performed better. Cameron was correct to draw attention to it. Even while New York City may love you, they may not always support you. Beyond only music, Dipset developed a brand. They had an impact on marketing, independence, fashion, and slang. And when you see how the LOX were welcomed, you can see the difference. Because everyone was happy to see them triumph, Jacquemus had that crowd in the palm of his hand. It was more than just hits and bars. It has to do with the relationship. The LOX stood for that tough, street-tested New York City allegiance that never truly goes away. The Dipset stood for desire, flair, and growth. One receives more affection at home, but both have strong energy. I believe Cam was simply being honest. New York City messes with us, but not really, he remarked. He was being honest because he was correct. Dipset continued to develop and release music and style and be involved in the mix. They continued to grind. However, the more successful you get, the more your hometown begins to feel like your rival rather than your foundation. Furthermore, this has nothing to do with hatred. This relates to how profit is driven by perception. There was more to that Versus moment than just a stage defeat. Their brand worth changed as a result. Because in hip-hop, appearance equals money. You lose some of your market share when the city feels as though it no longer owns you. Nobody discusses that aspect of business. They lost millions there in partnerships, merchandise, publicity, and tours. Despite everything, I offer credit to all sides. The LOX demonstrated the power of collaboration and planning. Dipset demonstrated the enduring power of impact. Regardless of what others may think, Cameron remains one of the most astute business people to emerge from Harlem. From music to fashion to his current media presence, he carved out his own path. He's evidence that legacy endures beyond the present. Perhaps that is the true lesson to be learned from this. It's not always necessary for your city to crown you. Sometimes all you have to do is outwork the love you didn't receive, because the world eventually realizes what the hometown was missing out on. So allow me to ask you all this. Do you believe that New York City now genuinely promotes its own artists, or does the city only recognize achievement when it reaches a global audience? And do you believe Dipset's legacy would have turned out differently if they had the same intensity as the LOX that evening? Please share your opinions with me in the comments box below. And remember to like and subscribe. Tranquility.